This documentary shows clips of the 13 women, both established female engineers and students studying engineering in university, about their experiences with being in the engineering community. I have created this documentary to expand my knowledge of females in the engineering community, and I hope it can enlighten others.
I would say an engineer is a problem solver.
An engineer is someone who uses their problem-solving skills and a wide variety of resources to come up with the solution that people need.
An engineer is an individual who applies science, so that implies that we need to have a basic understanding of how the world around us works, from biology to chemistry to physics, that's science, and apply that to meet specific needs set forth by the community around us.
Definitely mathematics and sciences.
I think you have to be good in science. You definitely have to be good in math. Girls, especially starting around that grade 6, grade 7, grade 8 time, start to think that, I don't know why, that they're not good at science and math.
I think first and foremost you have to be a hard worker. You have to be, I would say, pretty good in maths and sciences, but not excellent. You just have to be a hard worker. And I think that's one thing that girls don't see from day one, and they're dissuaded out of engineering because they think they have to be excellent at math, and they think they're not good enough at math to go to engineering. But I don't think that's really the case. I think it's aptitude to apply yourself and work really hard.
I like our math courses. My favorite course has to be rock mechanics, which is an earth science course. I've always really loved those courses.
So stochastic models is definitely one of my favorite courses, and that's stuff like queuing theory. So that's, for example, if you go into Tim Hortons and you watch how fast people are coming into the line and then how fast they're being served, even though that's a completely random system, you can actually model it to a relatively high degree of accuracy to determine the optimal number of servers you should have while minimizing your costs. So I really like that type of stuff because I find it very applicable. My second favorite course that I just took, not as in second favorite, as in it's the second course and it's also my favorite. So that course would be data mining. So with data mining, what you do is you get a whole bunch of data on, for example, I did a project on which engineering discipline should students go into. And then I surveyed, I think I got 600 surveys back, and then based on the trends in the data, I tried to predict what is the right engineering discipline for a person based on their personality, values, and interests. So that's taking a ton of data, finding trends in it to make a prediction. So that's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty new and up-and-coming research.
Engineering has been a prominent part of our lives since the ancient times. The Egyptians used engineering to design and create the pyramids.
My name is Irene Sterian, and I'm a manager of process engineering at Celestica in Toronto. My job entails coming up with creative solutions to problems. And that could be anywhere from how to make a better manufacturing process, to how to find a better chemical, to how to solve a problem from a quality point of view.
My name is Gina Cody. I am president of Construction Control, a consulting engineering firm. Right now, I manage a consulting firm, so we have around 100 engineers and we have offices across Canada, so I mainly manage other engineers, review reports, and meet clients.
My name is Linda Scala, and my position at Celestica is Program Manager of Environmental Sustainability. So my current position at Celestica focuses on environmental sustainability, so I'm focusing on company-wide initiatives to try and help reduce our overall environmental footprint.
We all know the famous inventors and engineers like Da Vinci, Archimedes, and Edison, all males. Knowing some history of engineering, I'm curious, in the current time, is there any advantage or disadvantage being a female in engineering?
Especially being a woman in engineering, you have a lot of advantages in the workforce because you'll be noted. They'll meet 100 engineers in a day, but they'll only meet like 3 or 4 women at the very most.
Being a female in engineering has always been a huge benefit. At first, it has always brought a different point of view, something that is unique to a female sensibility. And when I graduated from the University of Toronto, it was 1984. There were very few female engineers, but a lot of companies knew that they needed to show clients a diversified workforce. Being a visible minority just gave them an extra little push. So for me, it has always worked out as a benefit initially, and yet I've always felt a need to prove that it was a good decision to hire me.
There were, in a starting class of about 95 students altogether, we had about 20 females.
Well, when I was in university, if you mean, I think that maybe 25% of our class was female.
It was 10%. When I came from Iran to Canada to do my master, the ratio was around 5 to 6%. There's a difference between Iran and Canada.
In my class, there were 120 people, and there were 7 women.
In metallurgy and materials science, we had a very small graduating class. We were 21 people, and three of us were female.
So we graduated 55 students from 95 students. So we lost almost half of our class, but we didn't lose any females.
Medicine-related engineering disciplines, like biomedical engineering, seem to be very popular among girls. However, on the other hand, chemical engineering seems to be also popular. Civil engineering has quite a few girls.
I considered many other subjects. I initially wanted to go into earth science. I also considered doing an arts degree. I wanted to do general arts, English, creative writing, things like that. I considered a bunch of different areas of science, environmental chemistry, things like that. So I really had quite a broad range of choices before I narrowed in on engineering.
It was my choice ever since I entered high school. This is what I wanted to do. I had trouble deciding between biology as in medicine or in more applied form in the biomedical engineering stream. And so I found that it was the ideal mixture of my skills, applying my skills, which I was really strong in the technical areas of math and physics. So I figured it'd be perfect to merge the two.
Geological engineering was definitely my first choice. The reason I picked it is ever since I was a little girl, my most favorite thing at the beach to do was to just walk along the shoreline and to look at rocks, and to pick them up and to collect them. I have big boxes of rocks at my parents' house. And then I ended up going on a trip to the Arctic. I won a trip. It was a scientific expedition, and I met someone who was in geological engineering. And he was so fascinating that I was like, I just have to do this. So I knew very early on in grade 11 that I wanted to be here.
I loved English and literature. So I had considered journalism. I love to write, and I still do. I love to read anything in publishing. I loved my social sciences, so I thought about urban planning, geography. You know what? I was open to